Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we're going to be taking a look at this miracle Sudoku today called Golden Arrow by James Kopp. This is spectacular. It's a spectacular looking puzzle. One given digit, an arrow, and there is a chess constraint today that we're going to have to work with. But it's a startling looking thing, isn't it? And apparently it's quite approachable. One of the testers thought it was probably 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty. So I hope we'll be able to make our way through this with rather more alacrity than I managed when battling Icy Fruit yesterday, and Icy Fruit's puzzle 13, which is one of the most brutal things you can possibly imagine. Anyway, I'll read you the rules of this one in a moment or two's time, and we'll spend some time in its company together. But before that, a few things to say. I will start by saying thank you to all those of you who joined us last night on our latest Blueprint stream. We had another blast. We did make a little bit of progress too. So apparently we've now officially entered the mid-game. We have now got through the beginning of the game. It's only taken us 13 streams to achieve that, but it's an incredibly clever computer game, actually. I think anyone out there who hasn't tried it, who enjoys puzzles, would really get a lot out of it. It's incredibly deep in a way that you don't realise when you first start to play it. So anyway, we're having a blast. We will of course be going back there. It almost now goes without saying. What else can I tell you about? I've got quite a few birthdays to do today, but let's have a quick look at how the competition's going over on Patreon. This is our monthly competition for the month of October. Let's pop that here. This was the state of play as of yesterday, when you can see puzzle 1, this puzzle pack by the Skunkworks. Incredible stuff. 68 puzzles in all. Let's refresh. And see how it's nearly 1800 for the first puzzle. And you can see we're way down the list. Puzzle 18 has still had 1,000 solves, and gosh, I mean, people who are getting near the end, I think that was around 300 yesterday, but now it's sort of 450. It looks like is the lowest total. 457 for Microwaves by the Pedaling Pianist. Well, the Pedaling Pianist is a creature well known for creating not the most simple puzzles, but very clever ones. Oh, we've got this as well from Blobz, where we can let's see how the curve is going. It's okay. The minimum is 452 now. Oh yeah, Blobz added this. This is great. The maximum just under 1800. Fantastic stuff. Do get involved. There's plenty of time left. The closing date's the 20th. The prize is the chance to solve a puzzle with me. I hope that does appeal to some of you. We've made some wonderful videos by having that as the prize, so we're going to continue with it for a little while longer. So yeah, do get involved. It's over on Patreon right now. Now let me look at my list of birthdays. We'll start off by saying a very happy birthday to Serhat over there in Turkey, where Serhat is an English lecturer and really enjoys Fog of War Sudoku. I'm sorry we haven't got that today. But we really enjoy Fog of War Sudoku as well. So there's a little hint to all the constructors out there. Good Fog of War puzzles definitely are very interesting. Anyway, Serhat, I hope you have a great birthday today. Many happy returns. I hope the cake is good. And the next one isn't a birthday, actually. It's congratulations to Clara, who's been watching since she started at college in 2020 and has just graduated with a degree in industrial design. So fantastic. Many congratulations, and thank you, Clara, for watching for such a long time. That's proper longevity. I'm pleased that we haven't bored you yet. Next, we'll say happy birthday to Alana, who's turned 23 today. And I know this because Keen wrote to us, Alana, and basically said that you're really special to him. And he thinks you should have a day off from studying today, and basically he says you should have a day off because you're super clever and you're going to be a fantastic doctor. I think you're both medical students at the moment, and I gather chocolate cake is in store. So Alana, many happy returns. I hope the chocolate cake is properly iced. Next, we will say happy birthday to Claire, who's 22 today. And I know, Claire, I know it's your birthday because your boyfriend Harry wrote to us and told us that you've been watching the channel for a while. So thank you for watching. I hope the cake is good, of course. And then finally, Geraldine. Geraldine is one of these great people who watch the channel, who I just know from her emails that I would love to meet her in real life and spend time with her at a party. She's turning 72 today, which is a number she approves of because it has 12 divisors. Yeah, I mean, it's. I think she's next most looking forward to 84 and 96, and then worked out it was going to be 4,382 live solves or solves on Cracking the Cryptic before 84. So thought we should celebrate this one. Well, and Geraldine once wrote me a very long sort of letter all about the tango, if I'm not mistaken, and it was fascinating and incredibly detailed. And I know also that Geraldine likes the Sarah Teasdale poem, which I'm now going to forget the name of, Off Algiers or something. I'm not going to remember it. Forget me for a month, a year, but oh beloved, think of me. And when sudden sunlight on the sea or something. I can't quite remember it. No, I can't quite remember it. I should have revised it, shouldn't I? And failed. Apologies for that. But anyway, Geraldine, I hope you have a brilliant 72nd birthday today. I hope the cake divides well into 12 portions, and many happy returns. And that's all the news. So let's have a look at Golden Arrow by James Kopp. The rules of this one are as follows. We've got normal Sudoku rules applying. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. No digit can appear a chess knight's or a chess king's move away from itself. So whatever that digit is in the middle of the grid. Actually, well, let's do knights and kings separately. So this digit, or let's make it a 1. If this was a 1, oh, there's a flying fluff piece. Hello, flying fluff piece. Where did you come from? If it was a chess knight, in a single move, it could move to all those purple cells, and therefore none of those cells could be a 1. I mean, some of these couldn't be a 1 anyway because of the given, but the point would be the same if this was a 9. None of these could be a 9 because of this knight's move restriction. Now, there's a king's move restriction as well, which I'm not going to be able to illustrate with this cell, because this cell is obviously a king's move. It couldn't duplicate because of normal Sudoku rules. Let's consider this cell. Let's make that a 9. Now, if that's a 9, neither of those cells could be a 9, because cells separated by a single king's move in chess can also not repeat. Now, obviously, those cells would be a single king's move away from this 9 as well, but they couldn't be 9 because of Sudoku, neither could this one. So the 2 cells it really affects are those 2. And I think this was the rule set in the original Miracle. In the original Miracle Sudoku, I think it was the rule set. And this was a long time ago now that Mitchell Lee's original Miracle appeared on the channel. But I think that had a non-consecutive rule as well, which we don't have today. But we do have this orange thing in the middle of the grid, and the rules for the orange thing, it says digits along an arrow sum to the number in the oval, so those cells sum to the number in here, which is a 2-digit number reading left to right. So if that was 34, then those numbers would sum to 34 is how that would work, and that's impossible. Reasons I will explain in a moment or two's time. But anyway, I don't think that will be the correct answer. Adjacent digits along the arrow, including the oval, have a difference of at least 4. That's interesting. So these digits have to differ by at least 4, but so does everything. I'm starting to think about it. I mustn't think about it until we start solving. Anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that means. I want to do maths. I want to do maths on the middle box, because surely we can do a bit of maths, can't we? Using the secret. Now, the secret is something I share with only my very favourite people, but of course, if you're still watching the video, you're definitely one of my favourite people. And I'm going to tell you that a complete box of a Sudoku, because of the rules of Sudoku, contains the digits 1 to 9 once each. And if you sum the digits 1 to 9, you get 45. So, how does that work in the context of this box? I know it's something to do with parity. Well, I know that those cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so those cells, you know, it's not plus those two, is it? It's because okay, yeah, we are going to have to think a bit harder about this. Right, so the sum of this arrow, what I'm saying is the sum of those cells is something. But I can express it, this something, this green something, I can express it in terms of this, can't I? Because it, well, let me explain. Let's have a look at, 34 wouldn't work anyway, because these have to be, what was it, at least 4 apart, yeah. So this wouldn't work, but in terms of the mathematics of the box, this number 34, what we're really saying is that 10 times this tens digit plus this units digit, that is the sum of the green cells, isn't it? So this box's total can be expressed, let's just think this through. I'm going to just use a bit of algebra to help me here. Oh, it won't let me. Oh, it will. X, Y, middle. Right. So what we're saying is that 45, which is all the digits in this box, is, well, the green section is 10x plus y, because that is the sum of the green numbers, plus x plus y plus m. That is the algebraic expression for the sum of box 5. So it's 10x plus y plus the x and the y themselves, because this digit is obviously in box 5, this digit is in box 5, those sum to 10x plus y, and m is also there. Right, so what does that equal? So that's 11x. 11x plus 2y plus m is 45. Okay, has that helped me at all? I know x and m have to be quite far apart because of this difference by 4 thing. I'm not sure this is helping me actually. Alright, but one thing I can tell you straight away is that this can't be 4. I mean, we can see that from the maths I've just done, because 11x is then 44, which means that 2y plus m have got to equal 1, but these are both integers, so that's just total nonsense, isn't it? Now if x is 3, then what have we got? Well, then we've got that 2y plus m is equal to 15. (2y plus m is equal to 15. So m's going to have to be odd there, isn't it? in order to make the parity work. So if m was 1, y would be 7. Let's just check that actually works. So 3, 7, 1. Does that work? It doesn't feel like it should work, does it? And doesn't work at all. So my maths has gone totally up the swanny. 37. These should add up to 8, and they definitely don't. So what have I got wrong with my equation? 11. Ah, no, I know what I did. It's 11x, not 10x. Ah, okay. Well, that makes... Okay, so that's already a bit of a shank. Yeah, so it was 11x plus 2y. So if I do make this a 3, I've got 33. So I've got 45 minus 33, so I've got 12. So this digit was I can't remember, was it y and m I made this? So 2y plus m is equal to... 2y plus m is equal to 12. Oh, so now in terms of parity, this has to be even. So it's totally changed on its head. So if this was 2, this would have to be 5. That doesn't work. These are not 4 apart. And if that's only... Is that going to get worse or better? No, it's going... Well, this 4 doesn't work here because that would be another 4. 5 doesn't work here. This would be a 2. And 6 doesn't work here because that would be a 0. So 30 doesn't work at all. Well, right, okay, this number is a 2 then. Maverick's about to fly over, by the way. Hello, Maverick. How are you? This can't be a 1. And I can do that for a totally different reason. Those are 6 different digits, so they're adding up to at least 21, which is the triangular number for 6. So even if we minimise all these, we get 21 at least. We've proved this can't be 3. We've proved this can't be 4. It can't be 1, so it is 2. And now we know we're taking 22 away from 45. So 23 is the sum of 2 of this number plus this number. So now parity is in point again, but now this has to be odd. Because we know that twice this number plus this number is equal to an odd number. So I need this to be odd in order to correct the parity, so I can halve an even number to arrive at this digit. And and these have to be at least 4 apart. So if this is 1, that doesn't work at all. No, this would be an 11. That definitely doesn't work. Sorry. I don't think 3 is going to work either, is it? If that's 3, 23, yeah, this would be a 10. That doesn't work. Okay, so it's skipping down by 1 each time. So if this is 5, this is going to be 9. That could work. They're definitely far enough apart. And if that's 7, that's going to be 8. And if that's 9, that's going to be 7. And all of those work, actually. Oh, bobbins. Okay, so there are actually 3 options for this middle box. And I don't really see how the... It's going to be something to do with how we organise the digits along a German, not a German, but sometimes an orange line is called a Dutch whisper, where the difference has to be 4. Let me just think about this. If that was... How did it work? If that was 7, was that 9? Yeah, that was 9. Let's just check that out. Because 7 is a bit restricted along a Dutch whisper. These digits now would be 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Do I think that's a problem? 5 is normally a very difficult digit along a Dutch whisper, just to make that point. Because 5, you need a digit that's 4 different from 5. And the only digits are 1 and 9 that would fulfill that criteria. So here the 5 would have to go, because the 9's in the middle, the 5 would have to go at one end of this line next to a 1. And we can see that would have to be here, wouldn't it? Oh, and then... Oh, no, 4 could go next to 8. Yeah, but it doesn't work. No, this doesn't work. It's a little bit complicated, but it doesn't work. So the 5 can't go next to the 9, which is sort of off the line. So the 5 has to go next to 1. It can't go 5, 1 here, so it's going to go 5, 1 here. And now you can see the options left. And now think about 4. What can 4 go next to? Well, we need digits that are at least 4 different from 4. So 8 and 9 are the 2 choices, but 9 is unavailable. So again, 4 has to be at the other end of the line. And now this is broken. These are not 4 apart. 4, 8. And in fact, it breaks here as well. These would be 3 and 6, and they are not far enough apart either. So this is not correct. It's actually not that. Oh goodness, did I mean to? I didn't really mean to get rid of everything there. I need to. So hang on. How did it work? 9 here didn't work with 7. Let's try. 5 is quite common in the middle of a Sudoku. Let's try 5 and see if we can prove or disprove that. If this is 5, then this is 9 this time. And this, of course, is 2 is what we worked out. So these digits this time, I think, I actually think this has got more chance of working. Because 5 being off the line, I think will be helpful. Also, I've got then, other than the 5, I've got an even number, or I've got an equal number of low digits and high digits. So how do we think this through? Well, again, 4 would have to go next to 8 only on this line. So, I mean, I don't know whether that would be here or here, but let's just see how that would work, how the line would flow, if you like. So we'd have 4 or 8 at one side of it. We'd have, which is the next difficult digit to place? Well, actually, if I did do this, this would have to be a 1, wouldn't it? But maybe this could have been the 4, and it could have gone 4, 8, so I better not use that. So the 7, that can be next to 3 and 1. The 6 can only be next to 1. It can't be next to 3, it can't be next to 7. So the 6 is going to have... Oh, so this it's going to be the other way round then. If this works, it's going to have to be the other way round. Ignore the given 1. So 6, 1... And then this would be 3, 7, which would be that way round. Now, is everything... I mean, these two aren't sufficiently different, but I think the 4 it would flow the other way in practice. This would be 4, 8, 3, 7, 1, 6. That's very... I think that's going to be correct. That looks right, doesn't it? So there must be a reason we can't put 7 in the middle with 8 above it. So let's check that out. Now we're going to have a 2 here. Get rid of that 5. And the contents of the line are going to be 1, 3, 4, 5, which is going to be the problem, I think, 6 and 9. So again, here on this line, 4 is going to have to be next to 9. On either there or there, because 4 can only be next to 8 and 9. And then 6 is going to have to be next to 1 because 2 isn't available. So on one side of the line you're going to have a 6, 1, which would have to be here. On the other side of the line you're going to have 4, 9. And what are those digits going to be then? 3 and... Ooh, 3 and 5. Well, 3 and 5 are definitely not 4 apart, so that does not work. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, that's good though. That's absolutely what we needed to work out. So the middle digit is 5 with a 9 above it and a 2 here. And now all we've got to remember is how this line worked. Yeah, this line now has a 6 on it, which can't be next to the 2 because the 2's been hypothecated to the corner. So it's only next to the 1, and if we put the 6 here, we can't put the 1 there. So we've got to put the 6 here, the 1 here. The 4 has to go next to the 8 on the other side of the line. We've got to fit 3 and 7 in, and the ordering is determined by making sure everything is 4 different. There you go. There, we've started the puzzle. It's taken a little bit of time to get clear, but that is now what we're doing. And we haven't, I tell you what I haven't used at all, and that's the chess stuff. So somehow, this specification of the grid now, because I mean there's no more maths to do, it's just finishable. Oh, well, yes, okay, I can put 1 in the middle column. I mean, I will say this, that if you're faced with a puzzle with this constraint, with a knight's move and a king's move constraint, it's not a bad tactic to almost pencil mark everything, because you get these weird patterns. It's a very powerful... so saying it's not going to work here. But if we look at where 1 can go in box 4, for example, it can't go in its own row. It can't go a king's move from itself. It can't go a knight's move from itself. So it's quite confined, even though it might not look it. What about there? It's going to be the same, isn't it? 1's going to be in those. Okay, so maybe this box actually, because the 1 might peep in far enough to make a difference. Yes, there you go. Where does it go in box 7? I don't know is the answer. I don't know exactly, but because of this one, it can't be in those. Creaky door. So it's in one of these. And now we can ask, where's 1 in column 3? Look. And the answer is in one of those 2 cells. Now, and this is beautiful. Yeah, this works really well. So now, can that be a 1 in box 4? No, because it would rule out both of these, once by knight, once by king. So that's not a 1. There's a 1 in one of those. So we get the 1 in column 2 from absolutely nowhere. So now 1 is in one of 3 places in row 7. And the only box I haven't pencil marked my 1s into is this one. I'm wondering if there's any point in doing it. 1 can't go in there. This little congregation of 1s is going to stop me putting a 1 here, isn't it? And here, and here. Yeah, because of the chess constraint. You know, if you try and put a 1 here, you can't put a 1 in any of those cells. So I think 1 is in one of... Yeah, this is really good. This is really good. So 1 is in one of these 3 cells. And you might say, oh, well, that doesn't matter then. But it does now, because this cell can't be a 1. It would knock a 1 out of all of those. And now this can't be a 1. Or these 2 couldn't be a 1. So 1 is in one of these. And now this one can't be a 1, because that would knock a 1 out of both of those. So this can't be a 1. So this is a 1. Now this one sees that by knight's move. So that's a 1. That's a 1. That's a 1. I mean, that is bonkers, isn't it? Isn't that bonkers? That it didn't... And this is exactly what I experienced when I did the original Miracle. It doesn't seem like the digits have the power that they then show you that they do. Now, where do we look now? Do we try 2? Or do we try... These digits in these positions are often very powerful. Let me just show... In fact, yeah, look at 9. Where does 9 go in box 2? You can just write it in. Because the king's move gets rid of those. The knight's move gets rid of those. And Sudoku gets rid of those. And you can't put 9 on top of a 1. So that's just a given digit. 5 has to be in one of these cells now, because this 5 sees those 2 and its column. Now, can we do better with 9s though? Let's try 9s first. So 9's in those 3. 9, oh, those 4, that's less good. I will pencil mark it though. I should take my own. Oh, that's horrible though. 5 cells for pencil marking in there. That does seem a bit excessive. 4 in that one, because this can't be a 9 because of the knight's move. 6 in this box is in one of 2 places. Same's going to be true with 8 in this box. 7 in this box. No, okay, so it's going to be something else, which is, it's probably this box, I would guess, because that's the only box I've got 2 digits in. Now, so which is the... Yeah, so 2 is in only one of 2 positions. Again, it's the same trick we keep doing. 2 is wiped out of all of these by a combination of chess, jiggery pokery. Yeah, okay, so look at 4 in this box as well. 4 can't be in its own column. It can't be here by king. It can't be those 2 by knight. So those digits are only 2, 4, and 5. They are a triple in the box. It's the only places that these digits can go. Now I'm sure that's going to do something. So hang on. So 7 is now one of those 2, for what that's worth. We got another 7 pencil mark, but it's right at the bottom of the grid. So what 3? No, that doesn't feel like it's good. 8 is in one of 2. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know how I'm meant to see that. That's a naked single, apparently. Okay, so we probably do need to look at all of those cells. But this cell, that's really strange. But I know it's not. I should have got this instantly. It's just the corollary of looking at this cell, isn't it? This cell, where does it go in this box? Well, due to all of the restrictions, it's one of those 2 digits. But we know it's not a 1 because there's already a 1 given. So actually, this has been a 3 since time immemorial, I'm afraid. I just didn't realise it. And these are a 6, 7, 8 triple. And that's not 8, and that's not 7, and that's not 6. So 3s are where we should look, I think. So 3 is in one of 2 places at the bottom of column 4. 3 in... Ooh, 3 is a quite restricted look in box 6. Actually, no, I don't really love that. Okay, let's just try these 3 positions as well, because they're going to have the same print profile, aren't they? This must be a 3 or a 4, because it's always going to map to the sort of these 2 cells. This one is a... Oh, that's a 2, apparently. Exactly, sorry. That's a 2, isn't it? Can't go in any of those cells by dint of the clever sort of restriction, and it's not equal to 1, so that's a 2. So 2 is in one of 2 places in box 4. Now, again, that doesn't seem to quite do it. What about that digit? So that's 2 or 4. Oh, I see. So in column 5, I've got a 2, 4 pair, which must mean I've got a 6, 8 pair. And the upshot of that is going to be, okay, I'm now going to look at these cells, because this one I think does benefit from a little bit of a trickery in box 2, doesn't it? That digit can't be in that 6, 7, 8 triple, because it sees these in its row and this one by knight's move. So what can this be? It can't be 1, 2, 3. It can't be 9, actually. It sees 9. So it is a 2. It's not a 2. It's not a 4. I mean, how are you meant to spot that? That's a 5. I think it's a 5. I'm going to double check it. 1, 2, 3 are impossible. 4 it sees by the funny rule. I think it is a 5. It can't be 6, 7, or 8 because it sees that triple, and it can't be 9. So again, it's a naked single once you spot it. So that's 2, that's 4, that's 5, That's 2. 5 I can place in the top row now because it can't go in these cells. So 5 is really restricted as Maverick does a lower pass. So 5 is in one of those 3 cells. What about 5? Yeah, 5's only got 2 places now where it can live in box 4. It's box 6, I should say. So 5 is... yeah, 5 is placed in box 4, which is a win for the goodies. And 5 is pretty restricted in box 8. Yeah, this is good. This is good, actually. So there's a trick you can do. If you get a digit locked into these 2 positions in a knight's move puzzle, you can immediately look across here and say neither of these can be a 5. Because a 5 in either of these cells would knock a 5 out of both of these because of the knight's move constraint. So, where is 5 in this box? Well, it's not here by Sudoku, and we've just said it can't be in that domino. So it's over here in one of these 3 cells, knocking it out of there and placing it here, look. So now this 5 sees both of those. It sort of bounces back in the other direction. So 5, 5, 5. We get all the 5s in the grid. That's so weird. Okay, and so that I gleaned from this one. I'm tempted to look at these, you know, all of the cells around this box. Let's try that. So this one, if it wants, well, it has to live in this box somewhere, and the cells it can live in are, can't live in that one. So it's 2, 3, 6, or 7. Now, okay, that was not the cell, was it? What about that one then? So this one is 9, 6, 7, or 8. No, it can't be 9. It's next to 9. Sorry, no, that one is going to be one of those, isn't it? So that's 6 or 7. Yeah, that's just the same trick that we've been using over here. So those 2 digits are actually the same digit, and that's going to live up there once we get this one identified. Now that one, I don't think this is going to be as good, although it is a high digit. In fact, it's... yeah, that is an interesting cell, actually. We need to look at this cell. I think that is a 7 or an 8. And I've done that really just by Sudoku. I was sort of looking at it. It sees 3, it sees 1, it sees 2, it sees 4, it sees 5. So it sees 6, it sees 9. So it's 7 or 8. It might... I don't know. I don't know if it can be both of those. But the thing that's interesting me about that is this cell, actually. Because obviously whatever this is, this can't be the same as it. So these 2 cells are different, and they are 7 and 8. Now that means this can't be 7 anymore, because then I couldn't put a 7 in either pink or blue, and both of these would be 8, and that would break the rules by the king's move. So I think that's our green digits now are 6. That's a 6. 6 is over here. So this is now an 8, and that's a 7. So that's an 8. Now that might do something. Yeah, where's 8 in box 1? I think it's only got 1 place. This can't be 8 because of the knight's move. Now, can we use... yeah, where's 7 in the bottom row now? We get that for the price of our logic, don't we? And now even I can get this digit relatively quickly by Sudoku. That is a 9. And that is a 6, and these squares are 3, 4, and 8. I'm going to fully pencil mark it and then have a look. Right, that sees 3. Oh. That 4, 8, is that... oh dear, no, that didn't work. Okay, never mind. So where should we look next? Row 4, maybe? No, no, I am going to ask, where is 7 in column 3? That's what I'm going to ask. That's a good question. At last, that can't be a 7 because of this one. That 7 sees those 2. That 7 sees that one, so I think that's 7. Which means this is 7. Again, this can't be 7 because of the funny old rule. That place is... that's huge. That is a huge... Look, where's 7 in this box? Because of the knight's move, it can't be in any of those cells, so it's here, which actually places 7 in the top row, places 7 over here. Now I've got a 9 in one of those, which means these can't be 9. Also, I displaced a 3 pencil mark when I placed this 7. Does that do... so 3, it doesn't maybe do as much as I hoped, but 3 is now in this domino. So 3 is in one of those, but this 3 takes care of those. So this is 3. Oh, this is good. Yeah, this is good. So this is 3. This is 3. All your 3s belong to us now. Oh, yeah, that is a 3, and it's the only place 3 can go in box. In box thingy. That's now an 8 by Sudoku. And now have I only got... yeah, I could just place 8 here. Place 8 here. I think this might be starting to give up its secrets now, you know. Probably famous last words, but this row, I haven't put a 6 into it. I should be able to do that. This cell now, this is a naked single, that's a 2. Now in this column, what have we not used? 4 and 9. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Oh, no, it's not. That can't be 4, because these two then couldn't exist. If this is 4, you couldn't put 4 in box 8. So that must be 9. That must be 4. Now 9 has to be here because it can't be there because of the funny rule. 9 has to be here because it can't be here because of the funny rule, or here because of the Sudoku rule. So this is a 9. This row, what does it need? 3 and 4. That 3 is quite good, isn't it? In fact, that 3 is doing a lot of things. So that's a 4, that's a 3. We've got a 4-9 pair here. We need a 2 in row 3. And we need 4 and 6. Yeah, this 4 is lovely. So that's 4, that's 6. We need a 4 in this column. Now we need 2, and I think this is now... it's primed to sort of give up. Yeah, it's giving up its secrets. I think it is. 8 goes in the corner. We've got a 2-6 pair here. That seems to make this square a 2. This is a 4. This is a 9. So that's a 9, and that looks like it's a 7. And suddenly the puzzle's finished. That's lovely. What a very, very good puzzle that is. James, again, I love James's puzzles. James is a very... yes, correct. He's a very good constructor in the sense that James's puzzles are very rarely monstrously hard, but they are always interesting. They always have something like this one. That thing in the middle was... it required at least some thought from me. I couldn't just see how it worked. Now, maybe that's just my ineptitude, but I do think you had to give this a modest amount of thought just to understand the constraint and how it worked. And then after that, you get that lovely... once we've sorted this out, you get the lovely Knight's Move, King's Move Sudoku to do, which I always find very enjoyable. I've done quite a few miracle Sudokus now over the years. And they don't lose their charm. They really don't. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.